Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica and I am a final year PhD student at the University of Aberdeen and I'm studying in the field of natural products chemistry. So today I wanted to make a little video just to kind of debrief on how I'm feeling about my final year of my PhD. If you've been around since the beginning of my channel, you might have seen that I posted a video, when would that have been? Maybe in June last year, where I was saying how I felt about my final year, but things have changed. My final year is now. Because of COVID, I've managed to get a little extension, so I'm actually going to be finishing a little bit later than I had originally thought I was going to. So originally I was going to finish in November 2022, which is this year, but now I'm actually going to be finishing my lab work by the end of November 2022, and I will hope to hand in my thesis by the end of February 2023. So we've had like a 3-month shift. My PhD is 3.5 years, so I didn't really know how to account for that half when I was making my final year of my PhD video last year. Anyway, I think we've established now that I'm in my final year, which is very, very scary. So I just wanted to kind of offload how I'm feeling going into 2022 and going into this final year of lab work. And I just want to share those thoughts with you guys. So there's quite a lot of things going on this year. The first thing being, like I mentioned before, I'm finishing my lab work at the end of November 2022. To be honest, and this scares me so much, it feels so surreal to think that I will be completely finishing my lab work this year. I just do not understand where the years of my PhD have gone. It has gone so fast. I know that the kind of pandemic situation has basically made us discount a whole year of our lives. But yes, it's just frightening to think that I'm going to be finishing at the end of November. Because of the pandemic situation, things have been very stressful and I feel like I'm not at the stage that I should be by this point. So it's a little bit stressful to think that I've got a lot of results still to try and get in this final year. However, this year I'm trying to be a bit more accepting of my situation and the circumstances, and I'm trying to shift my mentality on how I view my PhD. So for the majority of my PhD, I'd say that I've had this mentality that I need to get the best results and I need to change the world and I need to come up with something revolutionary with the results of my PhD. Wrong. I have now realized that any result counts when you're doing a PhD. I'm doing a thesis style which is just a traditional thesis. So at my university you can do a traditional thesis or you can do a thesis by publication. So a thesis by publication means that you produce, let's say, 4 papers, you try to publish them or they are in review, let's say, and these make up the foundation of your thesis. However, I am taking the traditional route, which means that I'll have various chapters and all the different projects that I have carried out during my PhD, and these chapters will make up my thesis. This means that I can include things in my thesis which I would maybe not include in a paper. This is what I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around, that things don't need to be perfect, because even if I get results, that's still results that I can put in my thesis. Okay, they might not be publishable, but they're still thesis worthy, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think in the sense of, okay, I need to do the work, I need to get the results. If they're bad results, it's okay. They are still results at the end of the day. I honestly wish we could just publish all of our rubbish results, and then I would probably have about 1 million papers by now. The reason that things haven't been really working out for me is that I'm working in the field of natural products chemistry, and I don't know if I am going to be able to reach my hypothesis. I know this can happen in different fields also, but natural products chemistry is just so tricky because once you go through the process of trying to isolate those compounds, often at the end when you do isolate compounds, they are in such little amounts that you can't actually do anything with them. So there's a lot of trial and error, there's a lot of failure. And that's what I mean about these failed results. They're still results and I need to remind myself of that, but I just can't publish them. I think the problem with me is that I'm just such a perfectionist and I want things to go right all the time, but when in reality, when you do a PhD, things probably go right about 20% of the time. I'm not a believer of the whole kind of new year, new me situation, but I am trying to change my mentality this year. I'm trying to be less of a perfectionist. I'm trying to burn myself out less. And I'm just trying to get to the end of this PhD, people. Okay, so moving on, there's some very exciting things that are going on this year that I just want to touch on very quickly. So first of all, I am this close to submitting my first author research paper, which is so exciting. I hope to send it off at the end of January to the journal, and fingers crossed the reviewers like it, fingers crossed that the journal likes it and they want to take my paper. So that's a huge milestone for me in my PhD. Because I'm a lab-based PhD, and because my results haven't really been working out, it's been difficult to try and publish papers until now. So I've spent some time making a review paper on why my project is really important, and yes, fingers crossed we managed to get it published this year. Also, I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm going to California in March. Also fingers crossed on that one, because I received an email yesterday saying that the conference might not go ahead because of the pandemic, but hopefully I can go. And I've actually been chosen to speak at the Early Career Researchers Seminar, which is part of the overall conference, so I am so excited. I have not travelled in 2 years, and for the first bit of travelling to do, to be to go to California for a conference, that's pretty cool. However, the flight is like 11 hours long, which I did not realise it took that long to get to that side of America. It does make sense, I've just never thought about it before. So that being my first international flight is kind of a daunting thought. But no, it will be great, and I am so excited to present in person at my first international conference. I have mentioned this before as well, but I'm going to France in April for 6 weeks to carry out a project with a collaborative lab over there, and this is so exciting also. After not doing any travelling for 2 years, I'm going to be doing a lot of travelling this year by the sounds of things. I'm going to be going there, I'm going to be carrying out lab tests, which I can't do in the lab here, and I'm so excited. It's going to be weird being away from home and being away from my partner and my family and things for 6 weeks, but it's going to be a great experience. And if you can go to a different lab in a different country during your PhD, definitely do it. It will give you such great experience. You will be able to collaborate and make papers with other labs, and yeah, there's just so much you can gain from doing maybe a month or two abroad to carry out a small project which is part of your bigger project. However, this trip to France does bring a little bit of anxiety with it. So when I go to France, I need to bring compounds in order to test them. However, at the moment, the number of compounds that I have is very small. So I have a lot of work to do between now and April in order to make that trip worthwhile. So that's part of the reason that I've had this kind of anxiety and this overwhelming feeling before Christmas, because I know that I have to reach this goal before I go to France. Again, the results are out of my hand though. It could mean that I will be able to find lots of compounds to bring with me, but it might also mean that I don't manage to find compounds. So I need to have a backup plan, and that's what I'm working on now, is trying to find a backup plan to kind of put my mind at ease so I can go to France in April and I will have some compounds to bring with me, whether they've been isolated from my own samples or whether they're from a different source. That is yet to be seen. I guess something to take from that is, if you don't think your plan is 100% going to work out, have a contingency plan. It will put your mind at ease. Once I have my contingency plan, I honestly think I'm going to feel so much better. So yeah, that's how I am feeling about 2022 and the final year of my PhD. The main thing is that I'm trying to change my mentality, and because this is going to be such a busy year, I don't want to stress myself out, I don't want to burn out, I want to put myself first this year whilst trying to complete all of my work. I want to stay happy, I want to try and stay positive, I want to stay healthy. That's my main things for 2022. I would say I'm all about a work-life balance, and I think particularly this year, this is going to be so important to try and maintain that work-life balance. I'm going to need to rest, I'm going to need to work hard in order to get the results and hopefully finish my PhD lab work. Speaking of work-life balance, I also have this kind of goal, let's say, for this year. I've not really made resolutions or anything this year because in reality, do we ever manage to complete our resolutions? No. But my main goal is that I want to scroll less and do more. So in my spare time, I want to partake in my hobbies, I want to read, I want to catch up on my YouTube videos, I want to continue with my YouTube channel because I enjoy that so much. I want to go walking, I want to go hiking, I want to explore nature, because I find that when times are really busy in the lab and I'm tired and I'm stressed, All I want to do is go home, sit on my bed and scroll on my phone, and it makes me feel so much worse. So this year I'm going to scroll less, do more, and try to just really enjoy life, stay happy and healthy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little chatty sit down video. I will see you guys next week in another weekly vlog, the first weekly vlog of 2022, and we'll be resuming the kind of normal schedule from now on, so videos on a Sunday or Monday, most likely going to be Monday uploads. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!